Do you ever question if you're living in an actual reality?
Every day.
Because this week on Close Talkers, we watched Season 13, Episode 7? The Gang Does a Clip Show? So, Katie.
Hi.
What are we doing here?
Doing a clip show.
Why'd you make me watch that?
Because it's our summer bonus spectacular. So that our 100th episode lines up with Seinfeld's 100th episode, and to give us a break from our regularly scheduled programming. So we watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The Gang Does a Clip Show.
Why did we choose The Gang Does a Clip Show?
Because you told me about it, and I was like, that would make a great bonus episode.
Do you think it made a great bonus episode?
No, in retrospect.
I
thought there would be a lot more.
thought there'd be more Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so you asked me to figure out something Seinfeld adjacent.
Yes. I suggested that we make a bunch of dishes from Seinfeld. And
Oh, no, I don't remember this. You wanted to make a bunch of food from Seinfeld?
black and white cookies.
Chocolate
Cinnamon
babka,
I like how I said cinnamon and you said chocolate.
a marble rye,
Yeah.
tuna on toast.
You poo-pooed all. Yeah. Yes.
100%. This was not run by me.
You are creating a different reality with this memory.
No way. You did not pitch this idea to me.
Yes, I did.
I
have a spreadsheet.
check the
I have a spreadsheet.
check the tapes. Oh my god.
So after you poo-pooed my idea,
Kung Pao chicken.
you said there was a Seinfeld episode of It's Always Sunny.
To be fair, I'd never watched it.
Okay, clearly.
I think I'd seen a clip of it,
Which was the entirety.
not realizing that it was the totality of the Seinfeld reference.
So let's talk about
Let's talk about
It's Always Sunny,
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
What are you doing?
The first part was by accident, and then the second part was to annoy you.
Uh-huh.
So we watched Season 13, Episode 7, The Gang Does a Clip Show, which I think we've probably said about 4 times now. It was written by Rob McElhenney, Glenn Howerton, and Dana Feenglass Fearman, who apparently wrote 5 episodes of It's Always Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
It was directed by Todd Bierman,
Todd,
who directed 16 episodes of It's Always Sunny. Additional to that, he also directed 8 episodes of Mythic Quest.
Ooh.
And this episode aired on October 17th, 2018.
Wow.
Katie.
Yes?
You realize that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia aired 18 years ago this month? It aired on August 4th, 2005.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I was so into this show. I thought it was like the greatest show. And then it got to like season 6, and for no reason, like it wasn't like
It didn't get bad.
I just stopped watching it.
Well, you introduced it to me when we met in 2009, which was in its 4th season.
Something like that, yeah.
When we met. The end of season 4 was The Night Man Cometh.
Mm-hmm.
And you and all your friends and me dressed up as characters from The Night Man Cometh for Halloween.
We did.
I was the princess who worked in a coffee shop.
I was the night man.
You were wearing a black gi.
Mm-hmm. I went and bought a specific black Pluto gi,
Yes.
which we still have in our daughter's play trunk.
Yep. In the dress-up closet.
Mm-hmm.
We looked into getting you cat eye contacts, but they're very expensive. So I painted cat eyes on your eyelids.
Mm-hmm. It worked very well.
I mean, I'm a professional artist, and I think I am the most proud of those cat eyes.
I had that as my Facebook profile picture for a while.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say recently, and by recently I mean within the past 5 years, you asked me to like, if I still had that picture because I've deleted my Facebook profile. And I re-enabled my Facebook profile and gave it to you. Why did you need that picture?
I don't remember. I don't know. I think I just wanted to see it again.
Oh.
I bought a Sleeping Beauty dress from like Spirit Halloween, which is what Dee wore in the episode. I made myself an apron and I carried your coffee pot.
I was about to say, it was my coffee pot.
It was your coffee pot that I kept my like phone and keys and wallet in.
It was basically your purse.
Yes.
That was a fun night.
It was a fun night. We had Frank, we had Green Man, we had
Charlie.
How
did that night end for you?
Great. Okay, well, listen, your friends make really strong Jell-O shots.
Uh-huh.
Who among us has not curled up naked by the toilet on Halloween and fallen asleep on a bath mat in a partner's apartment?
I don't think I have. I don't know. What do you want to do now?
So I want to mention another thing about It's Always Sunny. How much of a part it played in our early relationship was a gift I got you.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So when I met you, you did not have a kettle. You were boiling water in a pot to make coffee and tea.
I mean, a kettle's just basically a pot.
Yeah, okay. So I bought you a kettle that whistled so you could make coffee and tea. Anyway, and to reference The Office, I put a bunch of little gifts inside the kettle. I can't remember what any of the other ones were, but I knit you a kitten mitten.
You did knit me a kitten mitten. I did think that it was a baby booty and you were telling me you were pregnant.
It was very funny for me.
We've been dating for 4 months at this point. I'm trying to remember what else was in there.
I don't know. But when we got engaged, I bought you another kettle, an electric one this time. What did I put inside that kettle?
Another kitten mitten.
You don't,
a three-dimensional heart?
You don't
a 3D
remember?
printed heart?
Oh, yeah, that might have been in there. But what else did I put in there?
A 3D printed heart.
What else did I put in the kettle, Derek?
Keys to a motorcycle.
Yes, there we go. I bought you a motorcycle.
What does that have to do with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
It was the kettle. There's continuity. It was a reference.
To It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Oh my God. Let's talk about this episode. 2:00, Tuesday.
Yeah. I found it very distracting.
You didn't write any notes.
I wrote, 8 things down.
Well, I was trying to write notes instead of just watching and enjoying it. And I looked over when I was like halfway down my page and you had written one thing.
So we were like, okay, we'll watch the Seinfeld It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode. So I Googled that and it was like season 13, episode 7, Gang Does a Clip Show. And I thought that this was going to be the same as Community season 2, episode 21, where they made a fake clip show of things that hadn't happened in the TV series. And so it was going to be like Seinfeld was going to be one. And like, I thought they'd do like other ones.
Sure.
Either references to other TV shows or just like things that hadn't happened. But no, this was just like a standard run-of-the-mill clip show.
Yeah. Well, sort of. And I think all but...
I guess it started as a standard run-of-the-mill.
Yes. All but one of the clips they showed I recognized. So it must have all been from pretty early seasons. The only one I didn't recognize was when Charlie vomited blood on somebody.
I didn't. You laughed a lot while that was happening, though.
I did?
You did, yes. Yeah, so this the Community episode, Dan Harmon wanted to make a clip show of clips that hadn't happened. And then he made it, and then he realized why you don't do that. It's because it's an incredibly expensive episode to make, where you have to make a whole bunch of like costumes, like it just like explodes. Yeah. It makes it so much more complicated.
We don't have to go through all the clips, but some really, classic moments. Frank
coming out of the couch naked.
Yeah, that was the first one. That was the first clip they showed.
And started off strong. I think the first time you watched that, I don't know if I've ever seen you or since have seen you laugh as hard.
So what I'm getting from this conversation is that I like vomit and nudity more than anything else.
You like Danny DeVito nudity.
So now I'm picturing his backside. Uh-huh.
So the thing we say about Seinfeld is like they're horrible people, and their like horribleness kind of like unfolds itself slowly. It's Always Sunny, like their horribleness is like front and center and kind of like integral to who these characters are. To a point where like I remember I like probably 2000 and probably the year we were dating, I like recommended it to someone that was gay, and then their friend was like, "Oh no, you don't want to watch this show. Like the first episode is when they turn Patty's into a gay bar, and then like Dennis wakes up in bed with a man, and it's like horrifying." They're like, "No, it's not your like cup of tea type thing, right? Like it's too offensive." I was interested that in this episode they bleeped the what do I? If I say that word, are you going to bleep it? Like,
I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say.
I feel silly calling it the R word.
Oh, yeah. I guess they did. I mean, good for them.
It's interesting that they would do that.
Yeah. Growth.
It's progress.
Yeah. Here we are in 2018. Here we are in 2018. We don't say that anymore.
Here we were. There we are.
They didn't bleep the F word or
nope.
any of the other fun ones.
There we were.
There we were. So I read somewhere, I can't remember where, that they based the character of Dee on Elaine.
Interesting.
So as
in they didn't know how to write a woman, and they were just like...
yeah, kind of. But like, it was Rob, Charlie, and Glenn coming up with this show. And was Dee in the first episode?
Yep.
Okay. But anyway, they needed a foil. They needed a female character to be in with their schemes, but also apart from their schemes a little bit.
I think you can really see how much that character has changed, especially if you don't watch 8 seasons of the series and then you're just like foisted into a season 13 episode. But and I mean, I've seen clips recently, so you can figure it out. But like early on, she was very reasonable, very straight, like the straight man is what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like Elaine. She was who you were identifying with, looking at these idiots having crazy plans. And in later seasons, she's one of the gang, and she's equally stupid and equally ridiculous.
When do you think that happened? Was it one of her characters?
No, but like, I mean, I think even when we were watching, they made that transition. Yeah. And I wonder if it was like, inclusive, to have like
girls can be dumb too.
No. Yeah, they can. But like, did the actors want like to include Caitlin in it, or was it like having a straight man didn't work, or what the deal was? Like, it's more chaotic if you don't have to like bring it back down to a straight person.
I have a feeling
really stop saying straight person.
I have a feeling it's the latter, that they just ran their course of things she could react to without being part of it.
I wonder if it's like too illogical. If she's not insane, why has she not like left and sought help?
Artemis was a great character.
You liked Artemis, yeah.
I bleached my asshole.
I was going to say you quote her often and then not mention what you quote. And then you did it for everyone.
The jeans that they're all wearing in the early seasons.
Oh, you get the whole fashion change of jeans.
The guys with like almost bell-bottom loose jeans. And girls too. I feel like it was very much like everyone wore the same shape of jean that like kind of hugged your hips and waist and then went straight down and then out.
Yeah. So, they did a couple of just like regular clips of like just like fed in. And then I think the first one where they changed something was the Nightman Cometh episode where for whatever reason Charlie was speaking Chinese.
But no one else was.
Nobody else was. It was only dubbed over Charlie.
Yeah.
I liked that. And I kind of was like, is this going to be the only like change? And then there was a bunch of clips where they just had people saying, what is happening?
Yep.
To which I wrote down, what is happening?
Yep. When Charlie is remembering something,
Mhm.
and his way of doing that is like walking into the bar and watching himself talk to the waitress.
Mhm.
And they're like, that's not how you remember things. He's like, yes, it is. That's how everyone remembers things. We find out that it's Frank, but he creates like a bizarro Charlie.
Yeah.
And they're talking to each other, and he's like, why is your voice so high? Why is your voice is high?
What I say to myself every time I listen to one of our podcasts.
And they get higher and higher. It reminded me of that clip of like the voice changing app talking to itself. And eventually it gets so high that it's just like machine noises.
Why? So we're going to talk about more clips.
More than one person has told us that we have good radio voices. And I think if I concentrate, my radio voice gets even better. But if I'm excited about something, forget it.
So I think there was like an ad break, and then they were into the Seinfeld memory.
Yes. They said, remember that time we had a contest?
Mm-hmm. So one thing I really liked about it is I think they did 1-for-1 dialogue.
Yep.
Didn't change anything. I should correct that. There was 2 Jerrys. Other than that, they didn't correct anything, or they didn't change anything.
They filmed it on the Seinfeld set.
So for season 13 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they actually moved all of the filming to the same set in Studio City where Seinfeld was filmed.
Oh, where did they used to film it?
I don't know.
Okay. So yes, there are 2 Jerrys. Dennis and Mac are both Jerry in a red shirt with floofy hair. Frank is... Oh my God, I was going to call him Frank. Frank is George.
Frank is George. Charlie is Kramer. Dee is Elaine.
Yeah. Dee looks really nice.
She did.
We're entering a misremembered dream sequence here. Like, she's obviously dressed as Elaine. She's got a red... I think it was a red suit jacket on.
Wasn't it yellow?
Oh my God, what are we...
Every
I'm
time
remembering red.
you misremember, you can... I wish I could read the rest of... You can be...
Take your time.
I don't think we're going to get there. Every time you misremember, you can be...
You right now are Dennis reading Charlie's campaign speech for him. You vote me, yes.
I really need to get better handwriting. Every time you misremember, you can be reste...
Give it to me.
Dumpty reality. It's this line right here.
I'll figure it out.
No, you won't. There's an absolute look of abject horror on your face.
No.
No, she was wearing yellow.
It was red. But she had the poofy hair with the boinger all the way down at the bottom. The boinger was red. I think the boinger was red and the jacket was red.
Well, where's my money?
Okay, it's red.
Thank you. I hope you've learned not to doubt me.
Why did in my brain it was yellow?
Because you're colorblind, maybe?
I'm not colorblind. You keep saying I'm colorblind because...
You get colors wrong consistently?
I do not get colors wrong consistently. I get them right and accurate. And you're like, oh, that's black. I'm like, nah, there's some blue in there.
My God, the fucking car was black.
It wasn't black.
It was called Tuxedo
Are
Black.
you saying it's the same
It
color?
had sparkles in it.
Answer the question.
It was black.
Is it the same color as Hedna?
Yep.
It's not true.
Legally, on the ownership, it was black.
You can just put whatever you want in there. It's a form.
It's not a form you fill out.
Doesn't matter.
Jesus. So, a very short scene from the contest. And they're like, no, Dennis goes, you're remembering an episode of Seinfeld. When did we live in New York? And they're like,
In the 90s?
yeah, when we were in high school. Right. someone goes, "Oh no!" But then we had a contest,
Mhm.
but it was to see who could masturbate the most. Was that a real clip?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And then they're trying to figure out who keeps changing reality to suit what they would like to see.
Yeah, they kept getting stuck in other people's realities.
Yes.
Or other people's memories.
Yeah. And the two Charlies was actually Frank's reality. They thought it was Charlie's because the waitress
Was in love with him.
was in love with him. They had a baby. But it was Frank's reality because Charlie said, "Fine, I'm going to go back and live with Frank. I miss him."
Mm-hmm. And then he had hair and giant legs.
Why are your legs so long?
That was a great visual.
Oh, man. I love Danny DeVito. I couldn't believe that he did this show.
Yeah, I remember it being like super weird.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't in the first season at all, and he came in season 2, I think.
Something like that.
And it was just like, Danny DeVito's going to be on this show?
Yeah.
How did they get Danny DeVito?
I don't know, but
Does he need money?
I mean, it's been going. It's the longest running live action American sitcom in history.
Wow.
That's true.
They do only do 10 episodes a season.
So I wrote this down. They're in their 15th season with 170 episodes. They surpassed Ozzie and Harriet that had 14 seasons with 435 episodes. Yeah. So, I mean, asterisk on that record.
Yeah, let's make a TV series that has one episode now and one in 50 years, and will be the longest running series.
And the last thing I wrote about it was, hey, at least we're not being lazy. We're coming up with new stuff, which I thought it was very funny and self-referential.
I can't read any of my notes.
Well, it's been a slice.
I did write down, there wasn't really guest stars, but I did write down things that the cast have been in. So Glenn Howerton plays Dennis. He's been in his most recent film is Blackberry.
Oh, yeah.
Might see it, yeah.
I want to see that.
Looks good. Charlie Day, who plays Charlie. He was in the Mario movie.
Mm-hmm.
Rob McElhenney, Mac. He is in Mythic Quest.
Such a good show.
Also like that Welcome to Wrexham show.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Olsen plays Dee. She was on a bunch of episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Seinfeld connection.
Danny DeVito played Frank. He was in Matilda and Batman Returns.
What's his most recent non-Sunny credit?
He's still working. He's doing stuff.
I know.
He was in what's that little demon show or something? His most recent?
Yeah.
His most recent is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know.
Haunted Mansion. He started working in a movie called Dreams of Glass as a thug in 1970.
Wow. So I don't have a correction, but I have a comment on our last episode with the food
Yeah.
we were eating.
Uh-huh. People don't like that?
No, nobody had a problem with the chewing noises. Loyal listener, don't know if she wants us to say her name, defended American corn pops.
Oh, yeah.
So
She's wrong.
So first she said, we were wrong. American corn pops are great. She's celiac and American corn pops are gluten-free. Canadian corn pops are not. So it was her special treat. And I'm like, they're still gross. But then she clarified that she never ate them with milk. She ate them dry.
Well, I think they're better dry than with milk. The Canadian ones are better.
Oh, by far. But she
Both
wouldn't
with
know
and
this.
without milk.
She wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's not corrections.
Someone came to the defense of American corn pops.
Incorrectly.
It's kind of like...
You're wrong.
It's just corn flavor. So you...
Corn pops, now with more corn flavor.
Why not just eat popcorn? If you're just, snacking on it.
So originally, the Mesoamericans ate popcorn as a breakfast food.
With milk?
Sure. Yeah, why not?
The other thing I wanted to mention is that we are getting ready to record our 100th episode.
Uh-huh.
And we're doing it live.
We're advertising this.
Yeah.
Okay, we're doing it live.
So if you live in Ottawa and want to come to the live taping of our 100th episode, you can message us.
And come to it.
And come to it and be part of this global phenomenon. And if you don't live in Ottawa and you know us and you want to come and be part of the 100th episode, message us and we'll give you the details and you're welcome to come.
Okie dokie. You know, when we record these things, I kind of forget that other people are going to listen to them.
I know you do.
So doing it in front of a live audience will be weird.
Mm-hmm. We're getting real weird with it. Bye-bye.
Bye. Believe it or not, this is our podcast. Please subscribe at the end. If you subscribed, we would be happy. Please subscribe to us. Believe it or not, it's our podcast.
Is that a Seinfeld reference?